This is from when I was young. I don't talk about this much or even think about it really. But whenever I do, it gives me like a gross feeling inside. Hard to describe really. Uh, Maybe making a video about it will give me some sort of measure of release or whatever. But who knows? Uh, a year prior to this, year prior to all the cyberbullying, I saw a video on my recommended on how to build a Titanic in Minecraft. This was like mid to late 2019. I didn't actually follow the tutorial. I just watched the tutorial, put a like on it. I I put a like on it. I commented on it, and saw a couple of this other guys' videos, and I liked them. They were pretty good at the time. Um, but little did I know that what seemed like a fan or a nice guy would be like one of the most. But Silas, my cat was chewing on grass. Little did I know that uh this guy who I thought was a fan would be like one of the rudest, be probably the rudest person that has ever come to my channel in like my channel's history. Okay, so the cyberbullying really began in like 2020. Um, I think before, in like 2020, this was like the first quarter of 2020 was good. Uh, pretty much because this guy wasn't cyberbullying at this time. Um, but something must have happened. Like something must have happened to like his personal life. Like something, yeah, something definitely happened to him. Something definitely happened to like him and his family in 2020. Because all of a sudden, Silas keeps eating the grass. Okay, and like I was saying, yeah, that's it. Around June of 2020, that's when the cyberbullying really started. Um, I can't remember what the first rude thing he said was. Um, but I know it was like on one of my videos. I think it was on one of my videos. That was I was kind of making for fun. It was like Sarah called Kara videos, which were fake, and the person commented fake. Which I thought was which I thought was like, oh my gosh, I do not know what I'm saying. Uh, I knew it was fake. I'm sure, and looking back, I'm sure everybody would know it was fake. So the person commented fake, which I know that's valid, but since this person was kind of like my fan, that seemed kind of rude to say. Um, this was like this is like the biggest hater on my channel, yet probably the strangest hater. You'll see why I say strangest. Um, then this person was like, this person said even more rude stuff, not just fake on my Starhead videos. Cyberbullying got really bad around July to September of 2020. This person was like sorting through all my other YouTube videos, and I was actually I even got inspired by this person's videos, like I like he like texting stories and stuff, like one of his old videos. He said this. Yeah, he's near my bike. I got inspired by that, but he said that I quote unquote copied his video. I didn't, and I don't think he understood that all video ideas are based off of others. You did get the idea of text for Texas stores on your own, and I made another one. I think like the same day. And he said again, you're trying to copy my video. I wasn't copying, fella. That's called inspirement. That's called based off of others' ideas. Sorry to the guy if he's watching this, by the way. I don't know if he knows about this channel. Keep in mind, this all happened on my main channel. My main channel is called Tears29. Back in this day, I had like 49 subscribers. On my main channel, and this was kind of tough time for me, due to cyberbullying. And I barely got any positive comments. It was mostly just hate comments. Um, it was like, I swear, I had like more haters than fans. Like, I swear. And got to a point where like, I remember like this guy was like super intrusive, and every time I made a video, this person would just knock me down, beat me up, so much I couldn't get back up on my feet. I I think there's a saying that's like, you fall down, you get back up. But I swear, this guy was so intrusive, I couldn't get back up. So bad it was. Uh, yeah, I don't know why I threw that on that sign that has my address on it, and I'm not gonna show you obviously, because of my address. I don't want you guys to dox me. So yeah, there was that going on. It was on my mind all the time, even when I tried distracting myself. And I remember, like, like him bringing himself and all my other fans, and it being like so like intrusive and bad. Nope, do not. So I said, Junior are gonna have an argument. But instead of being sad, it's like you're depressed, and so whole ordeal really shook everything up for me. I kind of wanted to leave YouTube. I was kind of on the edge of quitting, and I had some times where I completely broke down, and it just really was horrible. Yeah, absolutely miserable experience, miserable year. It was just, uh, man, it was terrible, absolutely awful. Yeah, I think like July to September of 2020 was the peak cyberbullying. Um, no, maybe like, to October. Um, Cyberbullying sort of died down in November 2020. Before we get to that, um, eventually I made a video called "The Funniest Video on My Channel," which wasn't funny looking back. It's the opposite of funny looking back. Any comments it cringe, and back then I thought it was hysterical, and it was supposed to be funny. My young and naive self, supposed to be funny in my mind, in everybody's minds. So I finally made the decision to block this guy. My family kept trying me to block him, but for some reason I didn't until I finally reached the last straw. And I got some relief and some measure of release by then. And I don't know, and I didn't really get hate on my channel for a little while. But then he went to one of my other channels, started hating, so blocked him on that as well. Um, so yeah, that was a miserable experience, I'll be honest. 9 minutes, dude. Um, yeah, that was bad. 2020 was a rough year. It wasn't all bad in every spot. I mean, like games like Among Us and really underrated songs got popular and stuff. So that was a really, those are really awesome songs and games. And I have really good memories of playing them with my family, um, and my friends. Uh, so yeah. That was, that's terrible. That was terrible, awful. looking back at it. But guess what? As of 2026, the guy's learned from his mistakes. He isn't rude anymore. Um, the hate really began to die down in 2021. The guy's nice now, and I'm not sure why. Oh, and crap! I forgot to mention. When this guy was being rude, sometimes he would switch back to being nice, and he'd be like, I'm so sorry, I regret everything," and he would go back to being rude, just commenting rude stuff, and then back to nice, then back to rude. So that's probably why I didn't block him. I think that's probably the reason why. Um. So yeah, that was bad. That was a terrible year. Yeah, awful year. Probably the worst year of my life. But I'm just glad it wasn't any worse. Uh, it could have been way worse. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, my videos got so much dislikes. They weren't even bad videos. They weren't videos that anybody could hate. They just got dislikes because people just because those were his fans just hating. Sorry, it took a toll. It took a toll on my young mental health. My young and naive self's mental health was ruined, and it's just still can't believe that happened. It's insane how. But luckily, I don't think I need to worry about that guy hating on me anymore. Because he's nice now. I learned from his mistakes, and I blocked him, and yeah, the guy's nice now. I put together some theories over the years as to why he was rude to me, why he was nice and then rude. I'm kind of thinking that maybe he was, keep in mind it was 2020, right? And maybe the pandemic closed down some of his favorite places and overwhelmed him and stuff, and he just uh he wanted to see his friends and stuff. Uh and he got lack of dopamine and stuff, and maybe that's why. Um, I put together a couple other theories. I don't think I can fit them all into this video. Um, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed my little short pep talk for this evening. Sun started to go down. I think this will be it for this video. So yeah, stay on. Stay tuned for more videos like this. This is TRX50 signing off. Hope you have a good day.